we are going to move on to our third battle. The first team of the third battle have the Eternal Ninetales, played by Will, playing for the American Civil Liberties Union, currently in first place at 2-0. The Mega Pokemon of the team is the Mega Aerodactyl at 2-0. The OU Pokemon, we have the Ursaluna at 2-0 and the Clefable at 1-0. For UU, we have the Infernape at 1-0 and the Sinistcha at 2-0. For our RU, we have the Noivern, the Vaporeon at 0-1, and the Roserade at 3-0. For NU, we have the Bronzong at 1-0, the Torterra, and the Mayo Legion. And the PU Pokemon, we have the Rotom Frost, the Zoroark, the Meowstic, and the Vikavolt. Sorry, and then the opponents of this team, of this week, of this battle, is the Grumpy Chomps, played by Donka, playing for Nova Ukraine, currently in second place, also at 2-0. So one of these teams will. This is between first and second place. This is going to be a fun battle, I'm pretty sure. The Mega Pokemon of this team is the Tyranitar at 1-1. We have the Excadrill at 0-1 and the Alomomola at 2-0. For the Umons, we have the Aegislash at 3-0 and the Mandibuzz. For the Arumons, we have the Hippowdon at 0-1, the Gardevoir, and the Mienshao at 1-0. For NU, we have the Sylveon and the Serena, and the Bellibolt, which is at 3-0. And for the PU Pokemon, we have the Espeon, the Hisuian Quillfish at 2-1, and the Pincurchin and Tatsugiri. Why is this not the main match? Because there were 4 potentials, and the main event is what I picked. Let's see the starting lineups of these two teams. For the Eternal Ninetales, we have the Infernape, the Aerodactyl, the Mecha Aerodactyl. We have the Ursaluna, the Roserade, Bronzong, and the Noivern. For the Grumpy Chomps, we have the Excadrill, the Mega Tyranitar, right? Yeah. We have the Mandibuzz, the Aegislash, the Hippowdon, and the Gardevoir. I see really strong potential for a Sand team coming from the Grumpy Chomps, but let's go in and start the battle for Battle 3 of Week 3. The Eternal Ninetales is going to start with the Roserade, and the Hippowdon is being started from the Grumpy Chomps. The immediate switch into the Mandibuzz, with a Sleep Powder then being used, but the Overcoat is going to make it immune. I did not know that. That's kind of wild. The Sludge Bomb is going to hit the Mandibuzz and get the poison, though, with a U-turn then being used by the Mandibuzz. The Aegislash then comes in floating on its air balloon. The Sleep Powder then is going to be used by the Roserade to sleep the Aegislash. The Aegislash is going to take a little nappy nap. It's just a little nappy nap. And then the Hidden Power is going to be super effective hit against the Aegislash and pop the balloon. The Aegislash is going to stay sleepy though. We switch from the Roserade into Bear Attack. And the Shadow Sneak is going to be immune. A good prediction from the Eternal Ninetales. And then the Flame Orb is going to burn to activate the guts of the bear. The Mandibuzz then comes in with a Sword Dance being used by the Ursaluna. Absolutely terrifying. We switch though from the bear into the Noivern, with the Roost then putting the HP back up of the Mandibuzz. We switch from the Mandibuzz into the Mega Tyranitar, with the Super Finger take the HP to half for the Tyranitar. The Sandstorm is going to subside, but the Mega Evolution is going to set back up the Sandstorm, with a Draco Meteor critting and doing a lot of damage to that Tyranitar, but not quite knocking it out, with a knockoff doing some really good damage to the Noivern and knocking off the heavy duty boots. We swap from the Tyranitar into the Gardevoir, with the Draco Meteor being an immune hit now. And the Sandstorm is going to take the Noivern really low. The Super Fang is going to do some pretty good damage. Of course, it's going to do the half the damage of the Gardevoir with the Moonblast, then taking down the Noivern. The Roserade is going to come back out with the swap from the Gardevoir back into the Mandibuzz. The Energy Ball is going to do some chip damage to the bird, but not too much. Poison and Sandstorm chipping away at both teams. The Hidden Power is going to do some good damage to the Mandibuzz, but not quite knock it out, with a Roost then being used by the Mandibuzz to restore its HP back to the green. The Sandstorm is going to fade, though. We switch from the Roserade into its Goku, the Infernape. A Roost then being used by the Mandibuzz to bring it back to full HP now. The swap from the Mandibuzz into Hippowdon to set back up the Sandstorm, but the Nasty Plot being used by the Infernape to boost its special attack by 2, which is kind of terrifying. And the Grass Knot's going to take down the Hippowdon in just one hit. The Extra Drill then comes in. It's going to swap from the Infernape to the Bronzong, with the Extra Drill going for a Swords Dance to boost its attack by 2. And the Throat Chop's going to do some pretty hefty damage to the Bronzong, but the Body Press is going to do also hefty damage to the Excadrill, both at about 25 to 26 HP. The Throat Chop is going to outspeed and take down the Bronzong, though. The Ursaluna then comes back in with the Earthquake. The Excadrill doing a lot of damage to the Ursaluna, not quite taking it down. The Fire Punch is going to take down the Excadrill, though. However, the burn damage will take down the Ursaluna, so both of the Pokemon fall there. The Grumpy Chomps still being in the lead by 1 Pokemon here. Mandibuzz comes in, and the Aerodactyl then comes in from the Turtle Ninetales. Mandibuzz switches into the Gardevoir. Mega Evolution comes in from the Aerodactyl with a Stone Edge landing and taking down the Gardevoir. The Egg Slash then comes in, and the swap from the Egg Slash into Roserade, with an Iron Head going to take down the Roserade. Sandstorm is going to fall, with Infernape then coming back out. We swap from the Egg Slash into the Mandibuzz, with a Fire Blast landing and doing some pretty good damage to the Mandibuzz. Another Fire Blast is going to connect and take down the Mandibuzz. Each team now at 2 Pokemon left. Tyranitar then comes in and sets the sand back up. The Grass Knot is going to outspeed and take down Tyranitar with just the Egg Slash left. The Infernape misses the Fire Blast, an unfortunate miss there, with a Sword Stance then being used by the Egg Slash. Stance change from the Egg Slash, though, with the Shadow Sneak going to take down the Infernape. With just the Mega with the Egg Slash left. The Earthquake is going to outspeed, though, and it's going to take down the Egg Slash, with the Eternal Ninetales being the winners of this match. That was a... What a heckin' match. Good games to both teams. Good games.